In this video, I'll show you how to use Zapier to automatically create a new task inside a project in ProcessKit. Now, in the previous videos, we've been building out this long zap, starting from a message posted to Slack. Of course, you can use any of like 1,000 different apps. This is just an example, but that then created a project in ProcessKit, and then we did a bunch of other things like update it, and we had created a task list on that project using one of our process templates. Now, in this video, I want to actually create an individual task and add it to that task list on the project. Now, there are a few ways that we can do this. If the project already has an existing task list, like from a process template, like we've already added, then we can simply add the task onto that task list. So for example, the project that we've been working with here already has this task list on it. But if you don't have any task lists and you want to just create, an empty one that we will then add the one-off task to, or a couple different tasks, then we can do that as well. So I'm going to show you both in this video. First, let's just add on the task to this existing task list that we have. So I'm going to add an action to our Zap. We're going to use ProcessKit as the app. We're going to create a task. Click continue. Then select the ProcessKit account that you had connected to your Zapier account and select your actual ProcessKit account. Now the project ID, once again, we're going to have to identify that. We can get that from the project that was created or a project that was found. And you want to select project ID. Get that value from a previous step. And now the task list ID. Now every task has to belong to a task list within a project. So we are going to open this up and get the task list that was created in the previous step. Remember how we created that task list from a process template? Well, we can open that up and find that task list ID. That's what we want to grab here and make sure that we're grabbing that ID here. So now we are saying get the project ID that was created and get the task list ID that was created. And now we want to add a new task to that task list. Let's just put in new task from Zapier. Of course, you can put whatever you want in, or you can pull in like a dynamic value from one of the previous steps in the Zap, but this is just an example. So that's going to be the name of our task. We can add additional things to it, like a description, or give the task a start date or a due date. That's all not a problem, but I'm just going to leave those alone for now. The position and task. Now, if I leave this blank, then this new task is going to automatically be inserted at the very bottom of this task list. But if I were to put in a number, like let's say 2, right? If I just put in the number 2, then it's going to insert this new task in position number 2 in the task list. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'm going to click continue. And now let's go ahead and make this action run by clicking test and continue. Okay, so it says that it has done it, and we're going to look at that task list and we're going to refresh the page. And now you can see this new task was created and it is in that second position here in the task list. So again, if we did not put in that number 2, then this task would have been added to the very bottom. So you could do it either way. Okay, so that's how we can add a task into an existing task list. But what if you don't have a task list on the project yet? Well, let me show you how to do that. So we can just leave that one in place, and let's just keep adding on to this massive Zap that we're building here in Zapier. So this time I'm going to select ProcessKit again, and this time we want to create an empty task list. Select your ProcessKit account. It's a little bit tedious because you have to re-select these for every action. Project ID. Now, we're creating a new task list, so let's give that task list a title. Zapped task list. And we'll click continue. And now let's go ahead and run that. We'll click test and continue. And in ProcessKit, I'm going to refresh the page. And now you can see this has turned into a dropdown indicating that we have 2 task lists on this project. We have the first one that we had previously created, and we have the new task list. This is a new empty task list, so it doesn't have any tasks yet. Now let's go ahead and add tasks to it and have the Zapier do that for us. So now that we've created that task list, we're going to add another step to our Zap, and we're going to select ProcessKit. And once again, we're going to create a task, just like we did before. And select your ProcessKit account. Get that same project. And the task list ID. Now here, we're going to go down to that previous step where we created the empty task list. Since we created it, it did give us a task list ID for that task list that we created. So let's get that and pull that in. And now let's add a title. So another task from Zapier. And once again, actually this time let's go ahead and give it a due date of tomorrow. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. It's kind of cool because Zapier will automatically convert this like plain text into a real date and time. So let's go ahead and click continue. And we'll run that. It says it was successful. Let's refresh this page. And we are looking at that zapped task list, and this is the task that was created. And we can see that this one has a due date that came with it because we had set that from the Zap. Pretty cool. So that's how you can create a task from a Zap into a project and a task list in ProcessKit.